Alright, let's talk about our much beloved picture books. I've got a lot. I'm going to try to just keep it snappy and show you a little bit about each of them. So first I'm going to start with one of my personal favorites, which is B is for Bedtime. This is a simple rhyming bedtime story. A is awake, how I feel after dinner. B is the book with my dad. It's a winner. They have nice thick pages, a simple rhyming sweet story. Like I said, this is B is for Bedtime. I think it's just a sweet, nice bedtime story. Yeah, I want to keep this moving. We also, in my house, very much enjoy Animal-y. Animal-y is, again, a nice kind of bedtime story picture book. It also rhymes. I love you hugely like a whale. I love you shyly like a quail. What's awesome about this book is the beautiful illustrations and the timeless story of how much you love your children, because we all do. We love our children so much. I love you, for you're my family. It's the end. So it's a nice story with a nice ending and a good bedtime picture book. Again, with the super thick, flexible pages. Hear that? Flexible pages that are hard for a child to rip. We also love this set of books. I'm a Dirty Dinosaur, and the new I'm a Hungry Dinosaur. I'm a Dirty Dinosaur became one of our favorites before I was even selling Usborne. It's one of the first ones that I purchased, and it is, again, a rhyming picture book. I'm a dirty dinosaur with a dirty snout. I never wipe it clean. I just sniff and snuff about. Sniff, sniff, snuff, snuff, sniff and snuff about. So it's got a fun, like, rhythmic kind of pattern to it that the kids get really into. My son is 2, the dirty little boy, so he loves to read Dirty Dinosaur. My favorite little factoid about this book is that the illustrator used actual dirt and mud in the illustrations to achieve the look of the Dirty Dinosaur, which I think is super, super awesome. That's like real dirt and mud that's used in the illustrations. And in the new one, I'm a Hungry Dinosaur, she uses actual chocolate and sprinkles in the illustrations. So I want to find a good page in which you can see. So that's really cool, and it gives it a real lifelike quality to our funny little dinosaur friend. Other picture books that are popular. This is The Children Who Loved Books. I'll show you some pretty illustrations in this as well. So this is about 2 children who love books a ton, and then the books are taken away, and they discover like how important books are to them, and it's a good book. We also have Jonathan James and the What If Monster. You noticed over my shoulder, kind of in the dark there, my cute little What If monster. So this is a story about a young man who's nervous, anxious, worried that he's not going to be liked enough or do the right thing. And so those what if monster, gets in his head and makes him wonder and worry about all these things. Not to give the ending away, but he kind of confronts his what if monster and kind of turns it on his head. So this is a great book, especially if children are going through a tough time or something's changing in their life. This is a good story for that. And the plushie is available as well, so that's always fun. Now I'm going to talk about the most favorite picture book in my house right now, and that is Dan, the Taxi Man. There's so much that we love about this book, I have trouble even talking about it without getting like, ah! So this book is rhythmic and rhyming and has all sorts of instrument sounds. And my kids just get so into it. So Here's Dan. Beep beep, the taxi man. Going to the show and picking up the band. Climb inside while you still can with Dan. Beep beep, the taxi man. Rhythmic, fun, rollicking is a word that's often used to describe it. It's so fun, and my kids get so into it, and they make all the different instrument noises, and they get going around the house, and it's a fun book. So I would recommend any of these picture books. They're from our Kane Miller line, which is the More in Usborne Books and More. I've heard it said that Usborne books are for the mind and Kane Miller books are for the heart. And all of the picture books that I just showed you are Kane Miller books, and they pull at your heartstrings. They're sweet picture books, the way a picture book for a child should be. While we're still talking about picture books, Usborne does have a line of picture books as well. Classic picture books like Jack and the Beanstalk, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella. This kind of classic tales are available in the single picture book form. So those are great too. But we also have anthologies, such as the Usborne Book of Fairy Tales. And this has, I want to say 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 classic fairy tales in a single volume. This is only $13.99. I mean, it's a great deal for if you wanted to share these fairy tales with your children without buying each single one separately. This is a nice way to do that. And we have larger anthologies. So this is Usborne Illustrated Story of Princes and Princesses. There are tons of different ones. I also have here 100 illustrated stories. What I like about these anthologies is that some of the stories are shorter and some of the stories are longer. So if you keep this next to the bed and you read 1 or 2 stories every night, some of them are only 3 or 4 pages and some of them are a little bit longer, so you can kind of gauge how many stories you want to read before bed. But they have classic stories like the 12 Dancing Princesses, and then some newer, more original stories, or like stories I hadn't heard before, I guess I should say, like The Princess and the Glass Hill. I'd never heard this story before this book. So these are great deals. This big one in my hand right here, which is 100 stories, is $21.99. It's a great deal. And this one is $19.99. And they're beautiful anthologies with ribbon bookmarks that make a nice gift. So lots of different things to think about if you're thinking about purchasing some picture books. Again, if you go onto the website and search by title or by age, you can find some really great ones. And of course, just ask me if you need a recommendation.